The life work of Avraham Avinu can be encapsulated with a phrase that appears several times in this week's parasha, as well as next week's parasha. Vayikra Avraham b'Shem Hashem. And Avraham literally called out in the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What does that phrase mean? So the Rambam, in the first parak of Hilchos Avodah Zarah, elaborates upon the history of idolatry in this world, and Avraham Avinu became the force that ultimately turned around life, the world, the paganism, and introduced to the world the notion of monotheism, the belief in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that is, says the Rambam, is the meaning of the phrase Vayikra Avram b'Shem Hashem, that Avraham Avinu not only believed in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but actually dedicated his life to spreading that truth and that belief with others. Vayikra Avram b'Shem Hashem. He was the one who brought Amunah Hashem into this world. However, there's another dimension of Avraham Avinu's legacy, and that is Avraham Avinu is known to us as the Ish HaChesed, the man of kindness, par excellence. We begin to get a sense of the Midas HaChesed of Avraham Avinu in this week's parasha, and it reaches fruition in next week's parasha. The events of Achnasas Orchim, how he approached the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, tried to save the Anshe Sodom. Avraham Avinu is not just the Ish HaChesed, he's the Ish HaTzedek, the Ish HaMishpat, man of justice, and he cannot tolerate injustice. And he even goes as far as to present to his friend and his ally, Avimelech, that if there is gezela, if there is theft, if there is injustice taking place, so one has to stop it, one has to prevent it. And Avinu personifies the greatest and the best of the midos b'ram l'chaveira. This notion of Avinu as perfecting the avodah b'ram l'chaveira, man's relationship with one's neighbor, is also part of Vayikra Avram b'Shem Hashem. Vayikra b'Shem Hashem is a phrase that we find later on in the Chumash Bashkisisa, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu teaches Moshe Rabbeinu those traits that describe HaKadosh Baruch Hu and ultimately describe what is expected of each and every human being. Hashem Hashem karachum v'chanun erchapayim v'chesed v'yemes v'tzachesed alofim zion v'fesh v'chatov v'nakei. Being kind, being merciful, being patient, being forgiving. These are the midos, these are the traits of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and v'alachta b'drachav, this is expected of us as well. Vayikra b'Shem Hashem, v'yav Hashem upon Vayikra Hashem karach v'chanun. Vayikra b'Shem Hashem is the description of Elokus, the description of the divine characteristics of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is also part of Vayikra b'Shem Hashem. So when Avraham Avinu was walking from town to town, place to place, publicizing belief in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he was not only bringing to the world a message of Avodas Hashem, Avodah B'nam L'Macham, but he was also advancing B'nam L'Chaveira. He was trying to teach justice and kindness to a society that had strayed so much from these lofty goals. And it was both of these messages that ultimately were the lifelong challenge and goal of Avraham Avinu, to be a Kohen b'Shem Hashem, to teach the oneness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and to teach all of mankind how to act to one another. These two goals of Avraham Avinu, of course, are the two goals that are incumbent upon each and every one of us as well. The two chalachim, the two parts of Torah, B'nam L'Macham, B'nam L'Chaveira. The two are very, very much intertwined. One cannot be a Kohen b'Shem Hashem B'nam L'Macham without being B'nam L'Chaveira, and one cannot be a B'nam L'Chaveira without being B'nam L'Macham. Unfortunately, we've seen time and time again what a world would look like without B'nam L'Macham, what a world would look like without B'nam L'Chaveira. So many quote-unquote great philosophies have been suggested. Great philosophies based on wonderful notions of social justice, of kindness. And yet, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not part of the equation, so history has taught us what happens. And a society that puts up as its only goal B'nam L'Macham, but ignores B'nam L'Chaveira, history has taught us time and time again what happens to such a society. It is expected of each and every one of us, as individuals, as a community, Klal Yisrael, to be able to perfect both of these dimensions of our avoda, to be the true descendants of Avinu, to be the Maminim, B'nai Maminim, and the Rachmanim, Baishalim, and Gomei Chasodim, ultimately a combination of these traits that make up the legacy of Avinu. Baruch Hu, give us a prophecy that's in Shmaya, to be able to excel, to be able to perfect ourselves in our Amunah B'Hashem, Avodas Hashem, Avodah B'Olam Makom, together with our Chesed, and Mishpat, and Tzedek, and our Avoda involves our perfecting B'Radam L'Chaveiro. Baruch Hu, give us a Siyat Shmaya to be able to follow in the footsteps of our Shabbos to everybody.